Alright, hi suckers. Welcome back to my channel. I took a week off, as you can tell. And then it rained. So now I'm basically gonna show you how to save succulents that are drowning but are not in soil yet. Alright, welcome back to my channel. We're making brownies. So you're gonna take one Alright, so you're going to take your powder and then your sifter and you're going to sieve it into a bowl that fits. Just be prepared that it won't work. Oh yeah. That didn't work. I gave up because I realized there was chocolate chips in it and so it wasn't sieving. So then next you're gonna get a 1/3 cup of water and a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil and 1 egg. Alright, now I have plugged in my mixer and we are going to mix my egg and my water and my oil with the powder. Alright, now we have poured it into our tray. Make sure not to eat raw batter. It's got raw eggs. It's bad for you. Anyway, see you when it's done. First, you're going to want to start with pots that are preferably not also drowning. These ones were outside, so they're wet, but it'll work just fine. Second, I'm going to have something that holds it, so that way if I end up putting in soil and then the plant on top, whatever water is left over will just kind of seep to the bottom. Now I have come back with the water and some of the succulents that are floating, and then the tray that I originally started with. And then, this time I'm actually prepared, and this is my beach bucket of dirt. So, for the first one, I'll start with the smallest one, so I'm going to grab the small guy. I'm going to fill it up to the top. Now here's the thing, because they've officially been floating in water, you don't want to put them in the soil until they're officially dried out. So we'll start with Pinky, little tiny. I'm just gonna put her right on top until she officially dries out. We'll do the next one, which right here will be Greenie. Don't you love my original names? And lots of roots there. Again, just right on top until they dry out. Smallest one, last but not least. And then some of them I will end up kind of doubling up until I can get to everybody. You can hear my little gremlin running down the stairs. Again, great root structure. Just right on top. You can still bury it in the soil, but you're gonna want to let it completely dry out before you like construct any gardening tool with it. So this pot is big enough for 2, I think. Starting to grow roots, you can kind of see it. So ultimately what you're doing is you're technically burying it, but you're just putting it right on top. That way they have a chance to dry out. So this is a good one to hold 3. So that's 3. I definitely want to keep it on the towel because I want to make sure. And then this time, even though I'm not wearing gloves, I'm using another pot to help me out with the first pot so I don't give myself splinters. But I do have my gloves if I need them. That's a stick. Alright, so in my previous video I showed this guy and he had a small amount. This is very good. He's very big. Still growing sideways though. So he's going to be solo and he's going to chill out right on top. Ah, there we go. I was trying to figure this out earlier. I don't know why I was struggling so hard. Like that. Because these are wet and I don't want to like get more dirty than I am right now, because I had to run outside to grab these guys anyways. I knew it was raining. It didn't occur to me though that I had so many plants just in the straight line of fire for the rain. So still moving everything from upstairs to downstairs. I'm gonna have to fix some of my situation for the succulents because they're either getting absolutely soaking wet or no water at all. Alright, here we go. Good root structure right on top. I'm going to make sure to keep the succulents together plus the propagations together. This one will go in the other pot. I'm dipping my hand in the water. Alright, this one was the one I was more concerned about because it never had a root to begin with. And finally, you can kind of see that little line. That's the aeration root finally coming through. So it's taking its sweet time to do what it's supposed to do, but I'm happy with it. And then this was my troubled succulent, and the center still looks really good. So I'm not giving up yet. And then last but not least, my little propagation guys. And I'm going to put them in a square pot so I can kind of line them up and see them how I would like to see them. And that takes up the rest of my dirt. I actually did pretty good with that. I was concerned it wasn't going to work, but alright, now I'm going to actually, sorry, I keep doing that. I keep putting my hand in the way and like it's going to work. Okay, so I'm just kind of planting rows, just sticking them on top. You'll want to do this with all propagations anyways. You don't want to bury them until they're ready to be buried, so little tiny. This one doesn't have a plant yet, but it's got roots. This one doesn't have roots yet, but it's sealed, so that's great. And that is that. The other ones are shriveled up and were like stuck on the bottom of the plant. So, grabbing this guy. These, I'll kind of situate myself here so you can see ultimately what I'm looking at. So that is my propagation group that just got top planted, and then all these other guys I'm just gonna wait until they dry off, and then I'll officially go through and make sure that I bury them efficiently. But as far as letting things dry out, that's what you want to do. Alright, so we pulled it out, and now I like doing a very thin layer of chocolate frosting on top of my chocolate brownie, because when you add cold ice cream to this, something about just having, it's almost like adding fudge, you know, so you like hot fudge, so it's almost like having brownie with cold ice cream and hot fudge. So I'm just kind of beating the mix and putting the fudge on the brownie. Yeah, that's how you do it. So you grab some of your brownies, some of your ice cream. Alright. I cook plant succulents. I have fun. Peace out, suckers.